Warning: this podcast may contain graphic violence, sexual themes, and bad language. If our language offends you, we apologize, but we do not give a fuck. Be mindful of your kids listening.
The Evil Never Dies podcast.
Hey, everybody. This is the Evil Never Dies podcast. I'm your host, Brett, with my host, co-host, Carl Todd. What's
Well,
up,
now
buddy?
I'm the host, huh?
Yeah,
Okay, I'll be the host. What are you then? We can't have two hosts, can we?
we can. We can do whatever the fuck we want.
You think?
Yeah. What's going on, everybody? How you doing, Carl? You feeling better, brother?
A whole lot better.
Oh, good.
Back to normal completely at this point. Except
Better.
my knee busted back open. Remember when I hurt my knee like 3 months
Yeah, I know
ago?
you said that yesterday when I was mowing the.
I have no idea.
That's
Unless
crazy.
I hit
dude.
it again or something, but it's not a big deal. It's just weird that this thing had been all scabbed over and now it's back tripped out again.
That's been what? Over a month ago that you did that.
No, it's been more than that.
Yeah, longer than that.
I'm sticking that antibiotic cream on it now. That should cure it up. But my rashes are finally gone away and my wound is all healed back. It's not busted open anymore. So all is well.
Yeah, man, you must be bad allergic to that glue they use, dude.
Apparently. I think we're gonna give away a wine voucher here tonight.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll do it on the Zoom meeting.
Okay.
Yes. I don't know.
All right. We can
Unless
do
you
that.
want to do it right here on the show. It's up to you.
Doesn't matter to me.
A $100 wine voucher. But it's on valid for offers of $160 plus. So you got to spend, I guess, $60 to get your $100 off. I don't know. I don't drink wine.
I do, but it's not that expensive of wine.
I'm sponsored by Deep Eddy's Lime Vodka.
Out of Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas. It's actually
unofficially sponsored.
Well, we're never officially sponsored by anybody. I can't get nobody to sponsor us. I asked somebody to sponsor us. I ain't sponsoring that show of y'all's. I'm like, oh.
Who'd you ask?
I can't reveal secrets.
Oh,
I'll tell you off air.
Okay. All right. All right. We got a new YouTube subscriber this week. You believe that shit?
That's good.
Jack Bone. So Jack Bone, if you're listening again, let us know where you're from, brother.
Yeah, definitely.
Join the group. Get in on the group. So we were gonna do the movie Witchboard this week,
but I got
Carl got a hard on.
I did for Evil Dead Rise, even though it should be called Evil Dead Rises, but that's another thing. I finally came on Vudu and I just went ahead and bought it. And I was like, Brett, we should really do this. So we are.
Well, it's coming out on 4K July 26th or June 26th. So
I'll probably buy a used copy of it when it comes used out.
Okay. What do you think? People buy them and just burn them off? And
I think a lot of them just get the digital copy.
Yeah.
Because
then get rid of the actual disc.
I'm not sure, but I'll be picking up the 4K of it. I just, I was actually on vacation this week from work, even though I didn't really go anywhere but baseball games. But I finally got jumpy, and me and Madison watched this on Thursday night. and been waiting to see it. Didn't go to the theater to see it, and I'll tell you why. The trailer. I did not like the trailer. I think the trailer gave the entire movie away.
Sort of
And
did.
it
'Cause
sort of did, but you didn't see all the little the full movie was good. The trailer was way too much. So the trailer sort of fucked it up for me. But I'm glad I watched it, and we're going to talk about it tonight. And we're going to try not to spoil it unless Brett spoils it anyway.
Oh, we're gonna spoil it a little bit.
Well, there's your warning. If you hadn't seen it yet, maybe you want to watch it before you see this, because Brett's going to spoil it. I will not spoil it.
Oh. All right, well, let's get into it here. Evil Dead Rise. Directed and written by Lee Cronin. What else has he done? Has he done anything? Not
He
really.
did Ghost Train.
Yeah, he did Ghost Train. He's from Ireland. He's an Irish filmmaker.
So
Ghost Train. I don't even know if I've even seen that.
And then they did a movie called Hole in the Ground. That came out in like 2018 or 19. It's sort of a supernatural horror movie.
So did he start out at more like a indie filmmaker then?
Sort of an indie filmmaker, yeah.
Okay. All right.
But I think Sam Raimi and Bruce Campbell sort of handpicked him to take over, I think.
Yeah, I sort of was curious why they didn't ask Fede to do this one too. So
They were working with him for years to try to do a sequel that would include Ash, and they just could never get it together. And then, of course, they did Ash versus Evil Dead, the series. And
yeah,
then he was working on a
get into
sequel.
that later.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But he was working on a sequel, and it just never worked out for him. So they kind of, it's been 10 years since the last Evil Dead movie. I really don't know if that's a prequel or what, but whatever it is, it's been 10 years. It came out in 2013. So I guess we're going to get an Evil Dead movie every 10 years.
All right, based on characters by Sam Raimi, produced by Robert Tappert, cinematography by Dave Garbett, and cinematography was great in this movie, by the way.
It was very good. It was very, very good.
Edited by Brian Shaw, music by Stephen McKeon, and is there a soundtrack to this? Do you know?
I don't know. The music didn't really stand out to me.
No, it was.
I didn't really pay a lot of
really
attention.
low, like background almost.
Yeah, I didn't really pay a lot of attention to the music now that you mention it. So yeah, don't know. But you know what? I can look it up and see while you read.
Well, look it up. Okay, look it up. Production companies: New Line Cinema, which also produced the original Evil Dead movie. Renaissance Pictures, Pacific Renaissance, and Wild Atlantic Pictures.
And Renaissance Pictures is Sam Raimi's company.
Yeah. Distributed by Warner Brothers. It was first released at the South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Texas on March 15th, 2023. And then I guess they went around and previewed it at a bunch of conventions, horror conventions, before it actually was released on April 21st of 23.
Well, now, originally this thing was going to be an HBO Max exclusive.
Yep, exactly.
But the Discovery Channel, of course, bought it out, bought HBO and Time Warner out, and they were like, no, this thing's going to the theaters, and we're not putting shit on HBO Max anymore. We want to make money off of stuff. So I don't know if this is ever going to go on HBO Max. I finally just picked it up on Vudu. But I wish I'd have went to the theater to see this thing, but
Is it still out in the theater?
Yeah, it's still out.
We might have to go check it out. I think that would look cool in the theater, man, for sure.
I'm gonna go see a Flash Batman movie next week. That's probably the only movie I'll see in the theater this whole year. Maybe Indiana Jones. And yes, there is a soundtrack. Stephen McKeon. It is a score. So it's on Apple Music if
Oh,
that
cool.
answers that.
Have to check it out. Always looking for cool shit to play in the haunt. Running time is 97 minutes. Country of origin, United States. English language. Budget was between 15 and 19 million.
Did you not mention the executive producers?
Executive producers. Bruce Campbell
And Sam Raimi.
and Sam Raimi.
I don't know how much of a role Sam Raimi had to do with the movie. I think Bruce Bruce pretty much ran the show. So
Pretty much anything Evil Dead, you got to throw Sam Raimi's name in on there,
I think so.
So, yeah.
But yeah, I think Bruce played a big role in it. I'm thinking because he actually has a cameo in this. We'll
Yes,
talk about that.
Yep.
And that's not a spoiler because you would never see it if you were looking for it.
Nope.
Literally.
And so far at the box office, it's made $146 million.
Which is the highest grossing Evil Dead movie to date.
To date, yep.
So
it is.
The Discovery Channel people were smart for throwing this in the theater.
Yep.
They made basically $100 million, a little more than that, by putting it in the theater instead of HBO Max exclusively. Which, of course, HBO Max no longer exists. It's now just Max.
Yeah, and I heard it's crap too.
It's not crap. The software is crap. The content is actually really good because they've popped over all the Discovery Channel stuff and the Travel Channel, which means I got Zach Bagans, your favorite person's shows on there now.
I love that guy.
Yeah, I do too. Legitimately. I like his shit, but you don't. But anyway, so Max is a good content. It's just the software is really wanky.
Really?
Which is weird because the Discovery Plus app, which I think I was borrowing from somebody, was really good software. It was easy to navigate, but this thing's real clunky. I'm sure they'll fix it.
Let's hope so.
I just think it's weird that.
Well, I heard they're still playing commercials on this stuff that even though you're paying for it on the lowest tier or whatever you
must not have. I have the tier that comes with whatever AT&T gives you. So I guess I watched that show, The Last of Us, finally all the way to the end. I never saw a commercial one.
Okay.
I've been watching some of the Zach Bagans stuff while I was off. He was at Lake Mead.
Okay.
Yeah, Brett hates Zach Bagans. Apparently, most of the people
I don't hate him. I don't hate anybody. I just don't like his techniques, I guess you would say.
I don't know.
All right, let's go over the cast here.
That's a good cast, a very good cast.
Yeah, most are Australian actors, really. First we got Lily Sullivan as Beth, Alyssa Sutherland as Ellie. She plays the mom.
I like the mom.
And Beth is her sister. And then we got Morgan Davies as Danny, her son. Gabrielle Eccles as Bridget, her daughter, and Nell Fisher as Cassie, her young daughter. Noah Paul as Bruce.
Yeah, he's named after Bruce Campbell. Yeah, it is.
Richard Crouchley as Caleb. Marabi Peace as Teresa.
That's a cool name, Marabi. Marabi. Like Krabi with an M.
I knew you were going to say that.
Everybody else did too, so somebody's drinking somewhere.
Everybody take a drink. Anna Marie Thomas as Jessica. Jaden Daniels as Gabriel. Billy Reynolds as McCarthy. Or, I'm sorry, as Jake.
What? I didn't know there was that many people in this damn movie.
Ty Wano as Scott. I think these are them neighbor kids.
Yeah.
Mark Mitchison as Mr. Fonda, which his truck will play in later.
It certainly will.
And of course, Bruce Campbell,
As Ash.
featured as uncredited voice only cameo role. Heard in a recording on one of the phonograph records that are played, which we'll get into.
Well, and the director did say that he asked Bruce to do that role intentionally, and it's considered as a time displaced Ash. So it is Ash. So yeah, so technically Ash has been in every Evil Dead movie still in some capacity.
All right.
I'm sure Bruce thinks that's funny too.
Now, do you want to go over the plot?
I don't know how to go over the plot without giving away the whole damn movie. But then again, the trailer gave away most of the movie, so
So
you
go
should just
for it.
insert the trailer right here, and that would be the plot. Well, it starts out in the woods. They're at the lake, and this little jackass is flying his drone around. It makes it look like the Deadites are coming, but it was not. So I guess they drugged up the girlfriend, and I don't understand the whole point of that, but girlfriend's drugged up, and I guess she gets possessed by a Deadite.
That scene is sort of like a prequel, though.
It was one day earlier, they said.
Yeah.
No, it was one day later. I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
This was like it was a, what do you call it? Not a prequel, but
like a split scene like type deal.
something.
Yeah.
But anyway, so she's possessed by a Deadite and decapitates the one chick and then goes out and hacks up the boyfriend and then levitates above the lake. Then we find out this was go back a day earlier.
Yeah.
We go back a day earlier and we find a family living in a pretty rundown apartment. Mother
In Los Angeles, your typical Los Angeles slum.
Yeah, it was in LA. The mother with a kind of an older teenage daughter, kind of a younger teenage boy and a little girl. They keep asking where their daddy is, and apparently he's not coming back. So the sister of the mother shows up, so it'd be the kid's aunt. And
she's like a roadie / guitar tech for a band.
And the mother is like a tattoo artist.
Yep.
And she's got all kinds of freaky tattoos on her. Actually, the mother was quite pretty, I must say.
Yes.
When you're my age, well, when you're my age, you look at the mothers now, and oh, she's hot.
Yeah, we do.
Got to be over 40 for me to consider somebody. So anyway, the sister has a issue, and she's talking to or the younger sister. Well, I guess we should call them by their names. So Beth visits with Ellie, and she's having an issue. In the meantime, an earthquake hits. Dude, quit spoiling shit. Fuckwad. There's an earthquake, and the parking lot it's all fucked up. And they discover a hidden chamber.
Yes.
And the little goofy Danny decides he's going to crawl down there and look and see what's there. And anytime you see a bunch of crosses hanging, upside down or front ways, whatever, if you're smart, just avoid it. Just turn around and leave. But this dumb kid decides, no, I'm going to go past all the religious artifacts and go on in there and see what's in the place. And goddamn if he doesn't find the Necronomicon and a bunch of records. I guess they have to use records now because nobody has tape players in their houses. But all these, whatever they are all into vinyl now. So I guess they figured that somebody would have vinyl in their house. So they now have phonographs, I guess you would call it.
Turntables.
Yeah, but I think that they used to call records like that phonographs when they recorded, when they actually recorded something onto the vinyl.
Yep.
That's going back before my time because I don't remember having the ability to ever record on vinyl.
No, I think that was something that only the record companies could do.
Well, apparently these religious people did it, but Ash was a part of somehow. So anyway, we got some phonographs and a Necronomicon, and this goofy kid takes it back to the apartment, and there we are. That's the movie. We're not going to spoil no mores.
Not gonna spoil no more.
Well, I mean, I guess I could spoil since the damn trailer shows what's going on and who gets possessed.
A lot of stuff goes on.
A lot of stuff goes on that the trailer did not show. So I
Yes.
think I need to quit paying attention to this shit and just go see movies if I want to see them.
Yeah.
Like The Flash. I want to see fucking Michael Keaton as Batman, so I'm gonna go see it. Unfortunately, I did not see Evil Dead Rise. It should be Rises in the theater. But it
We'd
was
still go see
definitely.
it.
I'm not gonna go see it. I ain't got time. I'm busy. I'm very busy. So the Deadites basically are now in Los Angeles, which I guess isn't too far fetched since the Ash had him in Fort Lauderdale at one point when he retired. So Deadites can show up anywhere. And apparently there's Necronomicons hidden all over the damn world in different time periods.
Yeah, yeah.
The fuck?
Heard about that.
I've got one in my damn in Maddie's room. Actually, I've got a Necronomicon.
Do you really?
I certainly do. A real one.
I should have. When I cut my leg open the other day and bled like a sieve, I should have come over and put some blood on it.
Yeah, you didn't post your blood picture for guys.
It was too bad, dude. I soaked 2 paper towels, dude. That was awesome. That was awful, dude.
Yeah, I think that
Sort of
was
getting
awesome.
scared. I was sort of getting scared there for a while.
Yeah, you text me and said, I'm like, what'd you do now, Bubba?
You said you were gonna tell fucking you said you were gonna tell Gazoo. I'm gonna tell Gazoo you cut yourself.
I forgot to tell him.
Oh, that's funny. All righty. Well, do you got anything else you want to add before I go on?
No, I don't want to give any more of the plot away. I think that's a good point right there. Is the kid finds the Necronomicon in the records, and then all hell breaks loose, literally.
Yeah, it does.
And this is a gory movie.
Very
gory, probably gorier than the last Evil Dead. And in a lot of ways, it reminds me of Evil Dead 2. It's a very serious movie. There's no comedy in this thing.
Yeah.
But as I was pointing out to Madison when we were watching it, if you took Bruce Campbell out of Evil Dead 2 and inserted a serious actor, Evil Dead 2 would have been a very serious movie.
Yeah.
It was Ash that made it stupid because Ash was an idiot. Not that it was stupid, but the comedy element just came from Bruce Campbell. So no comedy here, just like the last one. This is a full-on gore fest. And I'm going to tell you what, if you're weak of heart, this movie might gross you the shit out.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
But there's a lot of Evil Dead 2 moments in it.
Yeah.
Even the whole Dead by Dawn gets shouted out a few times.
Yes, it does. I thought that was lots of nods to the original and to part 2 and to Army of Darkness too. Lots of nods.
I only watched it once, so I haven't caught all the little extras. I caught more of the Evil Dead 2 stuff.
This is the second time I watched it, and second time I sort of fell asleep through it a little bit. So
don't go to sleep during Evil Dead.
All right, let's go over some trivia.
Okay.
Like you said, the movie was originally supposed to be released on HBO Max, but they wanted to make them money.
Yeah, Discovery Channel is all about making the money.
Guess how much blood, how many gallons of blood were used in this movie?
1,000 gallons.
Guess again.
2,000 gallons.
Close, 1,720 gallons of fake blood.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's some good looking blood too.
Yeah, it was better than the other one. The Evil Dead remake, that blood sort of looked watered down to me. I don't know, because of the rain
I think
deal or whatever. But this was some good thick coagulated stuff, you know.
Yeah, it's even got the foam on top of it.
Yep.
That you
Oh.
know it's some good blood when it foams. Did your blood
Exactly.
foam the other day when you bleed enough to foam?
No, but I've ruined a couple of rugs.
Oh shit.
But I have to clean them really good to get these blood. Looks like there's a fucking murder.
Oh hell. We don't need that.
Oh shit. To get into character of an alternate personality, actress Alyssa Sutherland took inspiration from Jim Carrey's performance as Stanley Ipkiss in the 1994 comedy The Mask.
Okay.
Her smile and stuff.
I
What
could
she
see
did.
that because she has that evil ass smile.
Yeah, she's got a big mouth for that. That was good. The pizza place is called Henrietta's, a reference to Henrietta Noby,
The
the
witch.
demon in the basement in Evil Dead 2.
Ash called her a witch.
The witch.
Are we ever gonna review Evil Dead 2?
Sometime. Well, we can't now for a while because we're reviewing this. So simmer
Why
down.
can't we do shit in a row? I was trying to do a Megadeth album. He says you can't do that. We just did one.
All right.
Brett's got
Well,
rules that I don't understand.
We got to do something else next week. Then we can do Evil Dead 2.
Well, we have to
Okay.
do Witchboard and then do something else and then Evil Dead 2.
Okay.
And we got to save Evil Dead 2 for the 2-year anniversary.
Well, we can do that. That's not
That's a
far
special
off.
movie right there.
Yeah, that's not far off either.
Unless we have guests, which I doubt we will. Nobody likes to be on the show with us.
No. Everybody hates us.
Good. I hate myself.
You do not.
I do.
Film opens with the sound of a fly. Same exact sound used throughout different entries dating all the way back to the original film. It's become a tradition for the sound to appear at least one time.
That's pretty damn cool. You don't do a very good smile.
That was more like a fucking bee, wasn't it?
I can't talk tonight. I said I meant to say fuck, I don't know. Keep going.
The entire movie was shot in chronological order.
Now that's impressive.
Yeah, it is. That's a lot of stuff to do, and you know.
Yeah, we don't even do the podcast in chronological order. We have to go back and piece it together. We usually start with the ending and then go backwards.
Oh. Now you said Ellie was a tattoo artist.
She was.
If you look at Ellie's arms, they're wrapped in tattoos of vines. This is a nod to Cheryl and Bobby Joe from the Evil Dead and from the Evil Dead 2 and Mia from the Evil Dead remake. All who were attacked and bound by vines.
Well, there's one scene in the elevator where one of the characters gets bound almost in a similar way by elevator cords.
Yep.
That reminded me of the vines. Yeah. So yeah, this is a very good. This is definitely an Evil Dead movie, no doubt about it.
Director Lee Cronin revealed that all the characters were named after actors that had previously appeared in the Evil Dead series.
Did not know that. I knew about the Bruce.
It's the only film not to feature the 1973 Oldsmobile Delta 88 Royale vehicle car.
But there's an Oldsmobile in it.
But it's not that one.
No, that would have been too obvious.
But I'll get to it here in a little bit.
We'll get to it now.
Brings the Evil Dead back to New Line Cinema, which originally did the original film in 1983.
I don't remember that. I thought it was an independent film. I didn't know New Line had anything to do with it. I don't remember ever seeing New Line's name on any of the VHS or DVD releases, so I don't get that one. I don't know.
Inside the cabin in the prologue of the film, the ticking clock on the wall, it's the same exact clock as the one Cheryl is drawing in the Evil Dead 1981, the original.
I knew that.
Here we go. The scene in the elevator where the blood starts to fill behind the lit buttons mirrors the scene in the original film when the projector begins to fill with blood.
I guess.
Remember that scene?
Yeah, but I don't see how they mirror each other.
The scene of the blood river in the elevator is inspired by the infamous blood gushing elevator from Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. So
Yeah,
a
I could
nod
see
to The
that.
Shining.
I like these directors who do nods. That's cool.
Yep. Lee Cronin shared the name of the building the movie takes place in as the Monde. It's an anagram for demon.
Oh, very cool.
Released 40 years after the original. I don't believe it. It doesn't seem like it's been 40 years since that came out, man.
I guess it is because Bruce is like 63 or 64 now. And he was like in his 20s when he made Evil Dead 1. Sam Raimi probably about the same.
Although there is no Oldsmobile Delta 88 in the movie, the chainsaw in the movie is the exact same color as the Oldsmobile.
Well, there was an Oldsmobile in the movie too, a different one.
But I don't think it was the same color. I think it was actually
No,
white.
but the chainsaw was the same color. I caught that.
Is that
I kept telling Madison,
putrid yellow color?
I told Madison, I said, they need a chainsaw. And she's like, well, I don't think they're going to find one in this apartment. I said, yep. Old dude said he had a bunch of tools out in the parking garage. Of course he had a chainsaw.
And something else too.
And something else, which was infamous in another movie that we both hate. I guess we're never going to review that. We're not saying what, but it has something to do with Michael Myers.
In the
Okay, what
beginning of the
else you got?
movie, Teresa reads the novel The Wuthering Heights while Jessica lies on the bed before her. While Teresa continues to read the lines, Jessica hijacks in between and starts speaking aloud. And moreover, she starts with the normal tone, which changes into a demonic voice. She keeps finishing up the sentences in the book that she's reading. This is same as in the first film, Evil Dead 1981, which shows how the Deadites were introduced. While Linda and Shelley play the game of spades, Cheryl intervenes in between and starts calling out the correct cards in order without looking at them. Before calling the last card, her voice has already changed to the demonic voice.
The Deadite. Now, the Deadites look different in this. They use a little bit different makeup in this movie, which I thought is creepy makeup.
Yep. Almost sort of looked zombie-ish in a way.
A little different, but it's okay. All Deadites don't look the same. Now, if you think back, in the first movie, they looked different than Evil Dead 2. And in Army of Darkness, you had all kinds of freaky freaks. And why is it I keep thinking back to the scene in Army of Darkness where Good Ash and Evil Ash meet, and he calls him Goody Little Two Shoes. I don't know. I just keep thinking back. I think I have to watch Army of Darkness just for that scene.
When Beth and Cassie fall from the elevator through the river of blood, Beth tries to wake up Cassie. Same as Steve tried to wake up his daughter Carol Ann in the movie Poltergeist in 1982. Executive producer Sam Raimi and producer Rob Tappert served as producers of the 2015 version of Poltergeist,
which was terrible.
Yeah, that was a bad movie, dude.
It was a terrible movie.
They could have made that way more better. They more or less went word for fucking word on that script.
Yeah, and then the acting was terrible. That was a bad remake.
Yeah.
Almost as bad as the remake of The Fog. That was awful too.
And the remake of of oh, I can't think of it right now. I'll get back to that later.
He'll forget.
The second Evil Dead film that doesn't have Bruce Campbell as the main character.
True it is. And Bruce said he will never play Ash again. He's too old for that shit. And he won't let him recast Ash, so we only get Ash in little cameos now.
I don't think anybody else could play Ash.
There's nobody could play Ash.
It's like his alter ego, you know.
Good Ash or bad Ash?
Both of them. Like the previous film, this one also features the use of a chainsaw for its bloodiest scene.
That it does. And a shotgun.
And a shotgun.
They're carting around shotguns and chainsaws. That's what I said. I flashback with Evil Dead 2 more than any of them for this movie. So much there. I know you're saying there's a lot of other stuff, but I just really feel a lot of Evil Dead 2 in this movie without the Bruce Campbell comedy element. You know, groovy.
Despite never being number one at the box office, Evil Dead Rise still grossed over, what did I say, $148 million?
$48 million.
Filming of the elevator with the blood is a throwback to the blood flood in Evil Dead 2, but the blood is not discolored.
I think the blood in Evil Dead 2 changes color several times.
Yeah,
There's some demon blood mixed in there.
yeah, it was like really frothy and stuff, you know. It was really good blood.
Oops. I think I just smashed the microphone.
That's really all I got for the trailers. I can go into spoilers if you want.
No, we're not spoiling shit. I can tell you about the future.
The future.
The future.
Okay.
So Bruce Campbell said that Sam and Ivan it is Ivan, yeah, Ivan Raimi's the brother.
Yeah.
They are planning possible future movies every 2 or 3 years. And that was on the basis if Evil Dead Rise was a success. Well, it was. So Bruce said the stories will progress a little more now. We're going to try to do them more like every 2 or 3 years and every other 10 years, like I was saying. So we're going to get more of them. It's the first time Sam is working with his brother to create a Bible, which will give future writers and directors an idea of where things should go and a little more, you know, as the years go by. So, you know, I guess
the Deadites are going to move around.
Yeah. So I think Sam Raimi's ready to hand it down, sort of like George Lucas has done Star Wars. And the brothers are writing a book. And I'm sure Bruce will be involved, you know, till he gets too old. And he did mention that it could be books in the past, books in the future. He says there's just books everywhere.
That would be cool to see something before the original.
Well, we already had the flashback to Army of Darkness. So, yeah, I guess it's been going on forever.
But I mean, like way before the first one.
Well, Army of Darkness was like in the 1500s. That's way before the first one.
Well, he got thrown into that, though.
I don't know. But there are going to be more Evil Dead sequels. It's a work in progress now. And I guess, like I said, Sam Raimi's getting ready to hand it down and ensure the future of the Evil Dead franchise. To date, there has never been a bad Evil Dead movie made.
No.
The series was a little goofy, I have to say. It just got flat stupid in parts.
The first 3.
The series, there's only 3 seasons.
Oh, the series. The
Yeah.
series. I like that series.
It's a little goofy. I ain't saying it's bad. I'm just saying that it makes Army of Darkness look serious. It's so goofy in parts.
Well, they were going to make, Sam Raimi wanted to make a sequel to Army of Darkness, but that's where Ash versus the Evil Dead came out of.
Yes, it did.
So, yeah.
And they managed to get 3 seasons out of it. I mean, it was sort of a gift from nowhere.
They were all
really.
good characters in that, too.
They were. It got a little dumb in parts. I mean, not that Army of Darkness didn't have its dumb moments, but I mean,
The only thing I probably didn't like about it was Lee Majors being his dad.
hey, that was the best part of the show. Now we know why Ash is the way he is.
Uh, when I seen that, and when I was like, $6 million man is Ash's dad. Did you watch that when you were a kid, or was that?
I remember it. Yeah, I watched it some. The only one I remember is when Andre the Giant showed up as Bigfoot.
Yeah,
That's about all I remember about the $6 million man.
that's
Because
crazy.
Andre was scary looking in it.
I had the action figure where you could roll up his legs and his arms, or they had like a plastic skin over his legs and arms. You could roll
See his
up,
bionic parts.
take his bionic parts out, and put new ones in and stuff. It was a trip. But
Yeah, the toys back then were just so simple, but they were so effective for the 70s.
better than the toys they make now.
I don't
Stuff
know
they
about
make now
that.
just falls apart, man.
That's because these kids don't want to play with toys anymore. They'd rather have an iPad.
True, true.
So, just the way it is. I think most of the toys are bought by adults who collect them now,
Yeah, I think so. Like us.
like us. Well, anything else for Evil Dead Rise?
I don't have anything else. There really wasn't nothing too much on this, you know.
No,
So
I just wanted to get it out there because, like I said, it's on Vudu to purchase now, and it will be to rent soon. It's coming on Blu-ray 4K. Like, would you say June the?
June 26th, I believe.
So it's
Couple
probably
more weeks.
a lot of people might have seen it yet, and I'm gonna say that it's a must watch if you're a horror movie fan, and it's a definite watch if you're an Evil Dead fan. Even without Bruce Campbell, it's great. I was really impressed, and I didn't expect much out of it for some reason. Like I said, that trailer just really fucked it up for me. They gave too much away, but there's still a lot of meat there. So I was I was pleasantly surprised by Evil Dead Rise, which is cool because all year these horror movies I've seen have been really surprisingly good, like Megan.
Yeah.
Remember, everybody was like, I don't know how many people I told, watch Megan, you'll like it. And everybody who saw it, and that movie's awesome. Evil Dead Rise is a little bit of a gore fest, so I don't know if you're listening to this show, I'm sure you probably don't care, but watch with caution because there's a lot of gross shit in this movie.
Yeah. And the little girl I love the Stephanie.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Well, it's also a little controversial because it does involve, a parent doing harm to her children. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm surprised that got through this current cancel culture age, but who knows? But that's my take on it. I think it was done brilliantly, and the trivia you gave was actually very helpful this week because I didn't catch a lot of that. So when I watch it again, I'll be looking for it. So
Cool.
great job.
Awesome. Well, thank you.
Yep.
I liked it because they did a lot of practical effects in this.
There was
Actually,
mostly practical effects. It's sort of
hardly any CGI.
Again, it goes back to Evil Dead 2 with all the practical effects. Whereas Army of Darkness was all that stop motion animation that looks like shit now.
Yeah,
and the
I
last
still
Evil
love the
Dead,
stop motion stuff though.
I
That's old
know,
school
but
stuff, man.
it just doesn't look good on 4K. You can just
yeah. You can see all the flaws for sure on that. I bet.
And the last Evil Dead movie was it was good, but this one was better.
Yes,
by far.
it was. Yes, it was. Just the actors did a really good job.
They were very well cast. Every one of them did a great job
for being really unknown actors. I'd never heard of none of them before this movie for sure.
No, but the mother and the sister sort of look familiar, but me and Madison looked it up and they haven't been in anything.
It was sort of amazing how they look really like they could really be sisters, they look very similar.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That Alicia Sutherland that played the mother, hell, she should win the Academy Award for her
Yeah,
performance.
she did a really good job.
Remember, we're supposed to give away the Evil Never Dies awards this year, aren't we? When are we doing that?
We're doing it for the year, for the 2-year anniversary.
No, you said we were going to do it.
We
You
can
already
do it.
forgot. You didn't put it on your notes.
I'll have to do that.
We got a whole page of notes, and I just flash it off the cover. Hey, let's do Evil Dead this week. They're like, well, we're supposed to do Witchboard. I'm like, well, we'll do it later.
We're doing it next week. We're gonna get a little tawny.
Okay. Well, what else you got on this?
Nothing really. I really enjoyed this movie. I heard lots of really. I heard good things and bad things. I really enjoyed it, and I'm gonna give it a 4.8.
God dang.
I'm going high on this one.
I'm going to do a 4.5.
I was
and I'm
really
giving it-
impressed.
I'm going to give it a little bit off because I thought the monster at the end was a little stupid. I didn't like
Yeah.
that. I thought that was a little over the top.
But I think the way she got rid of it was
Very Michael Myers,
very Michael Myers.
but in a good way this time. But I just thought that monster was a little on the silly side.
And just the dialogue at the end there, man, that was awesome. It's a little comedic in a way, you know.
there were some parts that they leave like the little girl by herself and nobody checks on her and shit. I thought that was a little far-fetched.
Yeah.
They're just parts of it that seem a little, not that this movie's realistic, don't get me wrong, but I mean, are you really gonna leave a little girl in the room by herself when there's demons running around? I don't think so. So I give it a 4.5, and that's high regards from me.
All right.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and say I think this is the second best Evil Dead movie so far.
What's your first favorite?
Evil Dead 2, by far. That's on my top 5 list of all time.
Really?
Oh,
Okay.
by far.
All right.
Sadly, I think the first Evil Dead ranks at the bottom of the list.
Really?
Very boring.
See, when
movie.
it first came out, it was so hyped up about because it was banned in all these different countries and all that. And
The first time I saw Evil Dead 2 first.
oh
I
yeah,
couldn't even find Evil Dead 1 anywhere. And when I saw Evil Dead 1, I'm like, this movie's boring and silly compared to Evil Dead 2. I've never been a big fan of Evil Dead 1. It's real slow and boring.
They had banned it in a bunch of countries. Then I seen it at the drive-in, and I thought it was sort of goofy, you know.
It is sort of goofy, but not in a silly way, not in a Bruce Campbell way. It's just kind of goofy in general.
Yeah.
Then of course Ash goes back to the cabin in Evil Dead 2, and the fun starts.
The fun starts.
Well, that's all we got, I believe, for tonight. Check us out on the social medias.
For sure. And if you're going to
YouTube.
be in Texas the second weekend of July, we're going to be at the Texas Hunters Convention. We got a table. So
We do have a table.
Going to
We're
be
gonna
doing
do
some
some
giveaways and
live stuff.
and
We may do some Facebook Live. I don't know if we can do YouTube Live. So
Yeah.
if you're not on our Facebook page, there you go. You should look it up. The Evil Never Dies. What's it called?
The Evil Ones.
Well, it's called something else. You got some big ass long name on it.
The Evil Never Dies podcast, the Evil Ones group.
Okay.
Get with it.
I don't know what
You
it's
should
called.
know these things.
Whatever. Well, find it. Just look up the Evil Never Dies podcast. You'll find the page and the group both.
We're not hard to find for sure. And subscribe to the YouTube page.
Give us
leave us an Apple review.
Nobody listens to Apple anymore, apparently.
70% of our listeners are on Apple.
And they
on
don't
the
review.
podcast side. So if you scroll down to the bottom, it gives you the option.
Okay.
That would help us out tremendously. More than
Okay.
anything else. Get us up higher in that algorithm. So
I don't even listen to it on podcast anymore. I listen to it on YouTube.
YouTube. So you're our main listener then on there?
I'm the main listener on YouTube. I listen to it at lunch to make sure see how bad we fucked up. I think this is the first week I didn't do anything too stupid, as I have the last 3 or 4 weeks since I had all the medicine in me.
Now you just got vodka. You're better
Very
with
weak
vodka.
vodka. Very weak. Where'd I put it? It's only,
Very weak vodka.
It's only 70 proof. It's good though. You know, I'm gonna taste the vodka in it. So I may have found my new drink.
Maybe you'll have
That's
to
right.
add a shot of the other when you get some more of that.
I don't need another shot of it. I feel totally fine.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for
gotta-
listening and viewing and
I was gonna say something, but you cut me off.
say it.
Stay evil.
Stay evil, everybody.
No matter how busy you ever got, you always found time for me. I can't believe I'm never gonna speak to you again.
When I was just a little girl, I asked my mother,
What is this, Danny? I found it.
what will I be? Will I be pretty? Will I be rich? Here's what she said to me. It's me. Don't let it take my babies.
Is what happened to Paul. It happened to us.
This evil creates terror through total chaos.
Future's not ours to see.
All you can do is run.
I'm getting us out of here.
You'd be a good mom someday, Honey Bath.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, you know how to lie to kids. Mom?
Mommy's with the maggots now.